Hey everyone, I'm Jen Zoë and this is TRES, and we are in the third of our series of Prelude to a Kiss because every single horse has something different to teach us about how to connect and have that really deep loving relationship. Now I've had TRES for a long time, my baby, and he is what we would call an intellectual introvert. So he's very thinking minded and he's an introvert, right? So when you go to play with and connect with a horse like TRES, you have to be able to be a little bit more creative. And because he's a thinker, he's like, all right, well, I want to know what's in it for me. He's just standing here going, I'm a half asleep. Now, the good thing about it for you Bellas out there, if you're having a moment where you're like, I need a rock, he's a great one to come rest on. So if you haven't seen our series about how to connect with a Bella, go back to the YouTube channel and check those out. Because with your Bella, this is your absolute, like, perfect partner. It creates like that balance between me giving him wings and being creative and like this little playful pixie sprite, and him being like 420, so stoic. Nothing can faze me. I'm okay. What's wrong with you? Whereas Bellas are like, I'm not sure if I'm okay. Am I okay? And Trace is like, of course you are. So that's what's actually been happening with me this morning. I woke up and I was like, oh, I was feeling a little off, which, you know, we all do. And he's like, just chill, Mom, I got you. It's all good, see? And this is why I love this horse. I actually did a TED Talk on the power of horses and healing, and this horse literally saved my life. So go check that out too, because it's really a powerful story about the healing that horses can do for people. But as we learn to connect with them, we can learn to connect with ourselves. And the thing that I learned from this horse and this persona, the intellectual introvert, was how to be creative without being direct line. Like, we had to do these particular tasks where I had to back him up and then bring him forward and back him up and bring him forward. And he's like, why are you doing this? And then he would get this little look at him. Like, now he doesn't quite have it, but he had what we call poopy face. And he's like, I'm doing it because I love you, but God, this sucks. Why do I keep doing this back and forth? Like, there's no point. So you have to be creative. You have to learn how to be patient in a way where they will relax and actually ask you a question. Whereas Bellas ask you like a million questions. You're like, oh my God, has she ever shut up? Kind of like me, but I usually have a point. But that took a long time. So I'm going to start just talking to him and waiting for him to ask me a question. And when you get a question from a TRES, like, that is gold. Because they are the thinkers. They're like, I'll just think about it and I'll get back to you. So if you want to get in touch with a TRES, take your time to think about what you want to say to them. And wait for the question. Now, I'm going to go slower than him. Reverse psychology works really great for these guys. So I'm going to go slower and slower and slower and see if I can't get him to blend into the sand a little bit more. See, not just white as white could be. His gorgeous blue eyes. And I've had him for a really long time, and almost 17 years. And to have like a horse like this still have a strong, playful nature is really hard to do if you don't know what you're doing. And this goes for relationships too. If you're married to a TRES or in a relationship with a TRES, you have to keep innovating. You have to keep, oh, I took my eye off him for half a second. And then he decided he just like, I'm just gonna come over here and sit on the couch and eat sandwiches. Like, that's what he likes. He just like, I wanna wait, and I'm gonna wait for him. This may take a while, he's an introvert, but I'm gonna wait for his ear. Watch his left ear to turn on me. How can I get his attention? I have to have something very interesting to say to him. So if this was my boss, I would say, instead of saying, hey, let's go, I got this really great idea, it's gonna change the world, like the Bella that I am, I would say, hey TRES, I have an idea I would like to share with you. I've been doing some research on it and I've been thinking about it for a while. Do you have some time, maybe Tuesday or Thursday, to set a meeting to talk about my idea? No pressure, right? And then wait for them to get back to you. If you're asking a TRES to do something, give them a chance to do it. I'm waiting for him to ask me that question. And I just like that, but I'm over here kind of like, because I'm in front of the camera and I'm a Bella, I'm like, oh, is he gonna ask me a question? No. So what do I have to do to now show up? There it is, and connect with him. Now I'm going to go away from him, which is counterintuitive. Like if you want to go get something, you go towards it, right? Not with horses, and certainly not with the TRES personas. So now he's coming back to me, but he's still, there's a little bit of a question. Hi, hi. And as long as he's just chilling on the sofa, he's fine. But when you want to try and motivate one of these guys, whether it's in human form or horse form, you have to get creative. You have to understand like what it is that you're looking for from them and give them an idea what's in it for them and what the outcome is. So we're going to continue to work on this. There it is. There's the lick and chew. There's the connection. Now we can have a conversation. And in the next video, we'll show you what the conversation can look like, how you can start taking it to the next level, and how you can start to motivate and achieve with these guys. Because motivation is really like so limiting. It's only just enough not to get fired, which is exactly what these guys will do. Watch when I put him on a circle. He'll be like, I'm working on the chain gang, and he does this little chain gang trot. But when you want some performance out of him, what do you have to do to bring it out in a beautiful way? And ladies, that's where the feminine can come in and just shine. So tune into our next video of how we take this to the next level. And remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel at Zenerjen and follow me on Facebook at Zenerjen by Jen Zoë. Thanks for tuning in. This is TRES and welcome to Zenerjen.